Hello, Alyssa, and welcome to your trio of readings. I actually have all my stuff poured out. I'm really excited because typically what happens is, excuse me, I have a reading and it's like one part, and I have like to fit all this information into a little bit of time. And that's not the case now. I get to sit in Alyssa Brown's energy and just get whatever comes through. I'm looking for my remote to turn down my ADD music. Energy for this whole time so we can sort of vibe and get you the message that the universe wants you to receive. So, first and foremost, let's start with the shadow work one. And that one sort of leads into the energy one. I'm also going to pull up your chart and get into your purpose and why you even incarnated into this crazy place in the first place. So, starting with shadow work. This is my archetype deck. We are actually going to get into your shadow. The shadow is sort of I don't want to say dumpster bin, but it kind of is. It's the place where you put all the parts of yourself that you think you didn't need anymore. Say, for instance, um, you used to be really tomboyish as a child, and you noticed your parents wanted you to be girlier. So you put away that part of you that wanted to run outside and scrape your knees up in order to be more acceptable. Or it could be something like you used to draw or paint or something. You no longer do it because you don't have time. But either way, that part of you that originally was intended to be a part of your character has been pushed to the background so that you can become a more acceptable version of yourself for others. That's not how we're supposed to be. We are supposed to be free to be fully ourselves, black, white, gray. Your shadow is supposed to mesh with your light because they create the unique being that you're meant to be. Trying to create a perfected version actually only makes you fit in with the other ones, and we're not supposed to fit in here. We are snowflakes. So today you're going to find out the personified traits of your shadow, the pieces of yourself that are unconscious in the background, and then sort of observe, not to pull apart or perfect or make excuses for anything. Just accept this part of yourself and think about, when did it get put in your shadow? How does it show up in your regular life? What do you want to do with this information? Well, you can just let it be, but understand that your mind starts processing these things as soon as they become conscious. So let's get to it. Dear universe, what is the first trait of Alyssa's shadow? What is the first trait of Alyssa's? The first trait of Alyssa Brown's shadow. Losing the strap here. The universe, what is the second trait of Alyssa Brown's shadow? What is the second trait of Alyssa Brown's shadow? What is the second trait of Alyssa Brown's shadow? All right, and lastly, the universe, what is the third trait of Alyssa Brown's shadow? What's the third trait? At the end now, I'm going to flip them all at one time so I can give it to you good and straight. So, all right, let's get to it. This is heavy, eh? The first trait that you are repressing is the victim. Have you been through something that you automatically went into warrior mode for? And by that, I mean you handle what needs to be handled, and you know or knew how to rise up from the ashes and go forward. But did you not give yourself time to honor the part of you that was hurting? Because with this case, um, it sort of makes you feel like you have a target on your back. Not acknowledging the victim in you makes you keep generating situations energetically where you end up feeling like the victim. It gives you a hard time with boundaries, like you're caught in a cycle of being leached upon, reliving the same trauma when this victim part of you has not been honored. So the next part is the Messiah. You have a heavy Pisces signature because of this. This means that you know how to suffer. And I say that with the most respect. You know how to deal with difficult situations, but have you recognized that you don't know what to do with the peace? This means you have sort of created, based upon your circumstances and what has happened to you thus far, this belief that you have to suffer in order for anything positive to happen, or that you are here just to suffer, which is not the case. That's not required for your mission. But it may have felt like it because of what you had to learn thus far. The last trait you have here in your shadow is the storyteller. This is someone who has a great gift for seeing the world in a way that is able to inspire other people. Very Sagittarius, if you will. If you've ever met one, just somebody who can use stories or situations to really convey a message that would not have came across to other people that way. But at the same time, it gives you a bar that you always feel you need to chase after. There is a level of chaos that comes to this for these amazing stories to be created. Somebody is the victim and sometimes somebody is the villain. You get what I mean? Is that person always the villain? Sometimes are you your own villain? Is you not recognizing red flags or placing boundaries or letting things go too far, making use of your own villain or of your tale, or are the people that you are attracting the villains of your tale? That's very much what the vibe this is giving us. So that is the shadow work portion of your reading for you to meditate on. So I'm not going to just leave you with that just sitting in your lap for you to think on. This universe has very interesting ways of getting you to look at things. So the next portion of this is my energy deck. We are going to get into the energy that you need to embrace to integrate these shadows. Because remember, you need these parts of yourself. You need the fact that you are able to melt so effortlessly into somebody else's problems to help them with it and stuff. But not so much that you end up getting burnt at the end, because people will take and take and take. So let's get into that. So dear universe, what is the energy that Alyssa needs to embrace in order to integrate her shadow? What is the energy that Alyssa needs to embrace to integrate her shadows? I'm also going to pull for some current stuff. Dear universe, what is the energy that Alyssa is currently sending out? What is the energy that Alyssa is currently sending out? What is the energy that Alyssa is currently attracting? What is the energy that Alyssa is currently attracting? Okay. And last but not least, the universe, what is the energy that Alyssa needs to embrace for the highest outcome? What's the energy that Alyssa needs to embrace for the highest outcome? Right. So, the energy that you need to embrace to integrate your shadows, to pull all those pieces of that little girl that took on too much, but somehow carried on with honor, is the guardian gate. This means that you have been trapped. So that lines right up with the archetype thing. You have been trapped in a certain way where you don't even realize that you can step outside the gate. You see that? That's the little girl that has built finally a safe space within self, a safe space in life. So much so that you've been doing the same thing for a while and you don't even realize you are in control now. So that's the energy you need to embrace as you step out there, no matter what, because you have went through what you've been through. No matter if things fall apart again, you always know how to build from scratch. So it's not about controlling the variables or thinking that nothing will ever go wrong again or that you might misjudge somebody. It's just know that you know how to pick up the pieces. But now you need to embrace that you know how to enjoy the good times too. So what is the energy you are currently sending out to the universe, ma'am? Is somebody not recognizing their own blessings? This is envy. Is there something that you need to check in with self about? Are you coveting what somebody else has right now? Are you not in a space where you feel like you have everything you need? So you're sort of lashing out internally in unhappiness. So what is the energy that is working its way back to you? What are you attracting? Community. So even though you are feeling right now, some envy is being put off of you. This community card right here, you're attracting people, friends, happiness, people who want to help you get your goals together. So what do you need to embrace in order to step into your highest timeline? Your root chakra is damaged, your base, your sense of stability, your sense of security in self, something that is typically developed during childhood when we develop a relationship with our parents. Something about your childhood, your stability, either in your residential or your emotional, because this feels very emotional based though. People not knowing your sensitive, beautiful, absorbing nature as far as energy you take on a lot, could not nourish this for you. So it's up to you. You can eat more red foods, like I know it sounds crazy, pomegranates, wine, red meat if you eat meat, to heal that. But there are also meditations you can do, frequencies, yoga, because your root chakra is what's keeping you in base survival mode. Fear about everything around you, not being able to enjoy things. So when you start to heal your root chakra, you actually get the benefits of the rest of your chakra starting to heal so that you can actually get out there and enjoy your life and open up your heart to all the other spiritual gifts that you have, which is what we're about to get into in your purpose readings. Like, what are you meant to be doing? So what I'm going to do now is I am going to stop this video and flip around so we can look at your chart. So I actually have, let me change this. I have the email up instead. Let me flip to your chart out of it. There we go. So purpose. Welcome to the purpose portion of your reading, Alyssa. This has been great. Because you didn't have the time, we don't get the houses, but there's still so much information you can you can receive here. The main things are in regard to your purpose and what you came for. So for the main thing, we would check your North Node and South Node. This is a representation of the past and the future that you need to move towards in order to pull the rest of your chart, in order to pull the rest of your life in order, but also for the soul's evolution, for you to grow. So in your past, you were used to being part of a group. That's definitely echoed in the readings we just did. You're used to merging with the group, caring about everybody else's feelings, doing what you need to do to make the teamwork. In this life, that is what the safe space. You are meant to move away from the group into your own creative self-expression, standing up for who you are uniquely. Your mood is in Virgo, which means that your feelings and your relationship to your mother have to do with healing others, mind, body, soul, health, fitness, nutrition. Something that was held off because of the Saturn here until after you turn 28. But it's also where your Jupiter, where your expansion is and being of service, telling other people what you know in a cool way. And here we have your Sun in Cancer, along with your Mercury, which is how you express yourself, meaning that you have mom energy. You have big mom energy that sometimes makes you not set boundaries for yourself, but also you don't recognize when other people have boundaries because you're so good at solving other people's problems. It can weigh you down, but part of it is your Venus. The way that you're meant to earn money in this life is through speaking with other people. Your wound in life is in peace, in stability, and learning how to relax into your own peace. There's something about you finding your partner that was a transformation for you. Also, maybe you traveling or getting out into the world could be important for you, because there's some sort of change that is meant to happen for you. When you step out there and start sharing your ideas, your thoughts, especially those about, what is it, like you could decorate houses, build houses, anything to do with children, anything to do with teaching and learning, speaking, writing, creating, um, working with women, working for women, working for families, just making a name for yourself as yourself. You are your brand, you are in charge of your creation. And in this life, you came here for freedom and expression, and to merge into your shadow and embrace the light and dark that comes along with you being just who you were born to be. So thank you so much for this opportunity to listen. Let me know if you have any questions.